All right, so everyone, get ready, because we are going to take a deep dive into the PlayStation Network outage. You know, that outage that, like, threw the entire gaming world into total chaos last week. Millions of players got locked out of their games. And, we've got this super insightful article here from Tento Blog to help us break down, like, exactly what happened and what this means for the future of gaming.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting because, like, on the surface, all you see is just, like, a bunch of frustrated gamers. But when you look closer, this event, like, it really exposes how deeply reliant we've become on online services for so much more than just playing the game.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. We're talking about, like, everything from accessing your games to connecting with friends, even just knowing what your online status is. So let's rewind back to February 7th, going into the 8th. People are ready for a weekend of, gaming, relaxing, and all of a sudden, bam, the PlayStation Network goes dark. No online play, no PlayStation Store, basically a complete shutdown of everything.
Yeah, and the scale of this outage was massive. Like, we're not talking about just a localized blip, This hit millions of users globally. Services like Down Detector, they track user reports of outages in real time. Well, they saw almost 70,000 reports. And to put that in perspective, those platforms use algorithms to filter out duplicates and spam and stuff like that. So, like, 70,000 represents a truly significant disruption.
It really makes you think. Like, what if you were all set for a Fortnite session with your friends? Or finally had time to dive into Final Fantasy VII Rebirth? And then nothing. You can't connect, you can't see if your friends are online. It's like being totally cut off from a vital part of your social life.
Yeah, and that social aspect is key. Like, this wasn't just about the inability to play games. Like, imagine the impact on esports tournaments that had to be postponed, or people who rely on online games to connect with friends and family across long distances. Their entire weekend plans were completely disrupted.
It definitely goes beyond simple inconvenience.
Yeah.
And to add fuel to the fire, Sony's initial response was pretty vague.
Definitely. While they did issue an apology, there was no real transparency about the cause of the outage. And this lack of information just breeds more uncertainty and anxiety among users. Like, were they vulnerable to a cyber attack? Was it just like a system failure? Without knowing the why, how can gamers feel confident it won't happen again? Yeah.
This wasn't an isolated incident either. Tectoblog pointed out that just last October, there was another major outage. And it really begs the question, is this becoming a trend?
Yeah, and this pattern of outages is what's really troubling, for many people.
Yeah.
These online services have become like utilities. Like, they're essential for entertainment, socializing, and even work. So when those services fail, shouldn't there be more accountability? Gamers are right to demand better reliability and more transparency from Sony.
Yeah, it makes you think about your own gaming habits too. Like, how much of your gaming experience hinges on that online connection?
Yeah.
And what would you do if you were suddenly cut off?
Exactly. It forces us to confront this tension between the increasing desire for constant online connectivity and the inherent fragility of those connections.
So we've kind of painted a picture of the outage and its impact, but let's dig deeper into the specific issues that gamers faced during this digital blackout. Like, it wasn't just, simple servers are down situation. The article highlighted that different players experienced a whole range of issues, which really shows how complex these online gaming networks are.
Yeah, and that's what makes diagnosing these outages so challenging. It wasn't a case of everyone experiencing the same blackout. Some couldn't even launch their games, while others could get into a game but were totally isolated, like unable to see their friends list, or even display their own online status.
Imagine, like, trying to coordinate with your friends for a raid, or like, a match, when you can't even tell if they're online. Yeah. It really emphasizes how integral that social layer is to the modern gaming experience.
Oh, absolutely. It totally disrupts the flow of communication, strategy, and